Don't talk if you're not gonna say much. You could have some, and you don't like the taste of. Don't talk.
Well, this is different. What's up, guys? It is I, the Logamuffin, and today I'm doing another My Favorite Underground Albums. But before I do that, you might notice the whole thing that I have going on here. It's basically my avatar, and reason I decided to make this change is because the whole gameplay footage thing is sort of like a stereotype of commentary and rant YouTubers, and I want to move away from that because that's not really who I am. And also, I just want to be different, a special snowflake. Fuck, that was stupid. Who is Underscores? Well, Underscores is a musical alias used by a guy named Devin Karp. Actually, not a guy, because after doing research, they're actually non binary, which makes their appearance in the music videos make a bit more sense. Because, I mean, this is peak androgyny, holy shit. Which means that the name Devin Karp might actually be outdated, but I'm getting this off a page from the SoundCloud Wiki. Reliable sources only on this channel. But no, they're based in San Francisco, which was a surprise to me considering that the water tower on the cover of the record is from New Jersey. So, yeah. And they're also a part of the musical collective Six Impala, which are apparently well known in the SoundCloud scene, but I wouldn't know. Underscores has been doing solo material since 2017, with all of that being EPs and singles, but this is their debut album, released in the year of our Lord, 2021. Yes, that's right, I'm actually going to be covering a current year album. That is sadly a first. This album is a hyperpop record, or bubblegum bass, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And the 2000s nostalgia that a lot of hyperpop music exudes is here literalized with titles like Kinko's Field Trip 2006 and Del Mar County Fair 2008. But with all that info out of the way, let's just go down the track list. So, the first track, 70%, is utterly insufferable. The instrumental is okay, the vocals just cancel out any enjoyment I could possibly get from it. Vocals are very Juju styled in this track, as in, no effort was put into them. That's right, I'm dissing. Fight me, Juju fans. This track, when I first heard it, actually scared me, because I listened to this right after I listened to Food House, which is a terrible record. I do not like that one at all. So it was like, oh god, another terrible hyperpop album. But then I was pleasantly surprised. But if you do listen to this album, just skip this track. Go to track 2. Speaking of track 2, Secondhand Embarrassment, it's one of the best ones here. Constantly shifting vocals and punk-ish riffs sound really good together. And I also like the switch up near the end of the track where some synth elements get thrown in and the vocals jump up. Bozo 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 is one of the left field genre combos on here. It's very R&B-ish, starting with just the stripped back riffs where the trap beats come in. They also disappear for interludes in the middle of the track, or coming back, which is a pretty interesting sound. The grand stadium-sized synths that come in during one of these interludes are very reminiscent of 745 Sticky. Not the only time that Underscores is obviously pulling from Gex on this record, mind you. Spoiled Little Brat is very reminiscent of Stupid Horse. Where Did You Fall is another vaguely R&B track, and it's probably my favorite on here. Like, the track just keeps building and building, in the intro, and the riffs keep getting louder and more pronounced until the chorus comes on with this beat that sounds like it came straight out of Burial's Untrue, and the energy just keeps building, the synths that come in until it settles down for the final leg of the track. The aforementioned Spoiled Little Brat is a very enjoyable track. I like the pop-punk riffs and the really crazy experimental looping of the song at the end, which weirdly reminds me of Cara Benito's Only Acting. I don't know why. Your favorite sidekick featuring 8485, weird name, who, as the track title suggests, plays the loreless to Underscore's Dylan Brady, where they pretty much handle the chorus while 8485 does the verses. The track also goes crazy at the end, like batshit insane, and some riffs are introduced and they're both singing. It's cool as fuck. Dry Land 2001 featuring Knapsack is one of the tracks here that I'm kinda mixed on. While the first 2 minutes are good, the track then crossfades into this ethereal synth section that just goes on for way too long. It should have been shorter, especially considering how repetitive it is. I like it overall, though. The track The Fish Song is the closest we get to a ballad on here, with its melancholic guitar licks and vocals, which tell a story about a fish. Big surprise, I know. Which is, according to my research, is based on a story about a man who found a rare golden fish in the Philippines. Very weird thing to pull from, but I'm here for it. Then we have the final track, which is Del Mar County Fair 2008. It's a decent one, I guess, but the ending on it just feels kinda abrupt. Just like this. So, all in all, Fishmonger is a fucking masterful hyperpop record. Probably the best one I've heard, though it's close with Charlie. The only track that I really had a problem with was 70%, and a little bit with Dry Land, but I liked it overall. So yeah, it's great. Please listen to it. But one question remains. What's with the fish theme of the album? Like, why is it called Fishmonger? Well, after a lot of listens to the album, I've come up with this theory. Just as a fishmonger peddles their low-quality goods, Underscores peddles their low-quality life. And no, that's not me being mean. The record pretty openly dabbles in mental illness, depressions, broken relationships, being a dick, the exploitation of nature, etc. Despite its upbeat sound, there are very few actual happy tracks on here, like lyrics-wise. So yeah, that's just a theory. A game. Wait, no, that's copyrighted. So, final score. I give this album 4.5 golden fishies out of 5. That's the review. Link in the description if you want to listen to this album, and I recommend you do. Also, tell me what you thought of the review. Constructive criticism is always appreciated, etc., etc. Be sure to like and subscribe and all that bullshit. I'm the Loggermuffin, and as always, I will see you up ahead.